Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Children of the Wild by Krysta Tawlks. And this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1. The pinch in my chest is bothering me again. It's been burning for a few days now. Feels like hot embers crackling under my ribs, like there's a fire lizard trapped in my chest spitting flames. It's flaring up on this dry, quiet morning like an old injury. It doesn't hurt, though, just comes at a bad time. Like right now, I'm stuck pacing my room in my long johns. A ratty pair of pants and a thin cotton shirt hang off the foot of my bed, ready for a day in the fields, but I can't go outside, not when I feel like I could burst into flames. I slow my breathing and take in the quiet corners of my room. I think about cold things like blocks of ice shipped in from the Sierras, the needling spray of the Pacific Ocean, and the Arkansas winters of my childhood. Meanwhile, my insides boil hot as a wood-burning stove. This isn't working. I take a turn around the room and pass by my window. From across the lawn, I catch bits of chatter. Looks like my brothers and sisters have started the day without me. They'll be knee-deep in their chores before I manage to button my shirt. I'm feeling annoyed, and I kick my hamper as I pass by, knocking a pile of dusty clothes onto the floor. That's when I hear something, a soft scratching sound. It's coming from the back corner. Suddenly, I forget all about the fire in my chest. That you, Finn? I duck to the floor, searching for my youngest brother. Did he sneak in when I wasn't looking? A raspy hiss croaks near my ankle, and a scaly creature thumps along the floorboards toward the door. Definitely not Finn. I creep up to a reptile with yellow-orange scales and blue ridges above its eyes, a fire lizard. Of course. Hello, friend. I grab a blanket and prepare to trap him. At first, the critter shrinks back and flops against the door. Then he pauses, squints at me, and an orange glint lights his eyes. What's he thinking? That's when the door bangs open and a tubby little face with a dusty mop of hair peers into the room. Finn, I say. Morning, Elbert, he says, his syrupy eyes sparkling. He grins and scoops up the lizard. Ha! Got him. I jump forward. Come on, hand him over. He could be dangerous. As if to prove me right, the lizard cocks his head and belches. Beads of fiery spittle shower the rug at my feet. Finn stomps on the rug with the heel of his boot, same as he would a puddle, with a hop and a giggle. Okay, now you really do have to hand him over. I reach for the lizard, but Finn steps back and eyes the hallway. He wouldn't dare. He turns and stumbles down the hall, heading for the kitchen. I'm still in my long john, so I throw my pants over my shoulder, tuck my shirt under my armpit, and chase my stubborn little brother. I enter the kitchen, where I spot Vida kneading sourdough and feeding the wood-burning stove. Before I can pass, she steps in front and blocks me with an arm as thin as a broomstick, but hardened with years of scouring cast-iron pans. Her steely gray eyes dig into mine. Elbert, where are your pants? Pieces of her chestnut hair lay flat against her sweaty face as she moves stiffly in her cotton dress. Must be hot out. I wouldn't know. Everything feels cold these days, especially compared to the heat burning inside me. I glance at the back door, open just a crack. Finn must have slipped out that way. Gotta go, I say, and push forward. Vida holds her grip. Not without your pants. I sigh and wiggle into my clothes. While I'm busy with that, she shoves a handful of blackberries under my nose. Also, try these. A pop of flavor fills my mouth. Go get Finn, I say between bites. He's got a fire lizard. Vida shrugs. He'll be fine. Are they too sour? More panic, mixed with that strange crackling heat, churns my insides. That lizard spit on the rug with fire. Must be the heat, she says without a hint of concern. She points to the berries in my mouth. Judging by your face, I'd say they're too sour. She's right, but that is not what's important right now. At least tell Mom and Pops if you won't help, I say. She glances down the hall and frowns, her face darkening. You're not doing good right now, LB. So Mom and Pops are in their room again. Must be having a hard day. Sure, it doesn't help we've reached the month of June, the worst of all months, not for everyone, just for us, the Dowden family. But no one will talk about why it's so hard. Not that I have time to chat. Finn needs me now. With my pants hiked to my waist and my half-buttoned shirt hanging off my shoulders, I shoot my older sister a glare and hop through the back door before she can fuss about something else. Ahead, Finn is scurrying across the yellowing lawn like he's just robbed a bank. He heads for the rows of sugar beets and straight for Peto, who stops in the distance. I cut my hands around my mouth. Pedo, he's got a lizard. Pedo glances over at Finn and grabs the bucket next to his leg. He plops the bucket in front, and Finn throws the lizard into the pail. With a sly grin, he says, "See, I got him." I grab his shoulder harder than I should. "Don't ever do that again," I say. Prickling heat creeps to my face. "That lizard could have really hurt you." Finn yanks back. "Ouch, LB. Pedo, tell him to stop." "Stop," Pedo says without lifting his head from his work. Tears form in little Finn's eyes, and I know I've taken things too far. I kneel and wait for him to calm down. "I'm sorry about that, Finn. I was just worried, that's all." He nods. "It's okay, LB. I know you get scared sometimes." His words surprise me. Scared? When do I get scared? Before I can think of anything to say, Finn twists out of my reach and runs toward the orchard. Pedo pushes the brim of his hat above his eyes. "He's right, by the way. You were kind of scared for just one fire lizard." I shake my head. "I wasn't scared. You don't have to keep protecting him so much. It's been years now since, well, you know." "Yes, I know. Finn almost died once a few years back. But as far as I'm concerned, that's a good reason to protect him." I heave a sigh. Or maybe I'm overreacting. I join my older brother in the dirt as he brushes his white hands alongside the leafy rows of sugar beets, searching for smaller weeds. He looks like a grown man the way he hunkers down, but he's only 16. I guess some might call that grown. He pauses and yanks on something, another fire lizard. He's got it by the tail and tosses it in the bucket. I peer inside and see at least 4 lizards scrambling around. Yep, fire lizard season is here. If we're not careful, they'll start burning things down. If I'm not careful, I'll start burning things down. Another wave of heat hits me, and I bend over like I'm about to hurl. "You okay, LB?" Pedo says with his rumbly voice. I should tell him. Now is as good a time as any, but... There, a shiver, much different from the twisting heat, rises in my gut like a warning. It crawls up the back of my neck, followed by an overwhelming urge to keep my mouth shut. My stomach tightens like I'm about to betray myself, like some part of me knows a secret the rest of me doesn't. "Elbert," Pedo says a little louder than before. I open my mouth ready to speak, but a new wave of nausea spills over me, followed by the deep-down urge to keep quiet. I swallow, forcing it down. Maybe I am going to hurl. "I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with me," I say. Pedo grunts. "Yep, definitely something wrong with you." It's a fair joke. I give him that. "I'm serious," I say. "Did you ever have this pinch in your chest, kind of like a candle got lit inside, but it doesn't hurt?" He tilts his head. "Yup." My mouth hangs open. "Well, what happened?" "I've always had something pinch in my chest, but it hasn't acted up since I was about 14. 14? I'm 14. So it goes away?" Peter rubs the peach fuzz on his chin. "I'd say so." His words give me hope. Maybe if I'm patient, this heat will go away on its own. "Talk to Pops if you're not sure." He pauses, then adds, "You know, when he's round." Yes, I know all too well. I lean back and glance at the blonde hills lounging in the distance, not yet touched by the morning glow. The sun is working its way up the horizon, warming the valley floor. A patchwork of sugar beets crops and grazing fields stretches from farm to farm, stopping short of the upside-down river. Back near the house, I spot a horse cart packed with hay, probably our neighbors to the right. The cart wobbles up the lane, heading for the dirt highway, and melts into the road beyond. I squint for a bit, trying to pick out the wagon again, until something skitters across my ankle. I twist around to yet another fire lizard. This one's extra chubby. I kick my leg, but the critter hangs on. "Pedo," I hiss. "Can you grab him?" The lizard slides off and hops onto my other leg. His beady blue eyes fix on me, then flash orange. "Hurry up before he spits." But Pedo has stopped moving. Elbert, are you seeing this?" I glance back. Fire lizards, at least 10 of them, maybe more, are wiggling their way to the topsoil. They're squirming toward me. I hop back a few steps out of spitting range. Pedo tosses a lizard with his toe. Another one spits blue flames at a sugar beet sprout. He stamps the spittle with the flat side of his trowel. "Have you ever seen them chase you like that?" I pry off the lizard clinging to my legs and send him flying. "No, this is new." Peter grabs a rake and starts scraping 3 at a time. We're going to need something to dump these in, he says. I grab more buckets and a pair of rakes from the storage barn, and we spend a good part of an hour clearing the field of the fire lizards. It isn't easy. As soon as we finish one area, more lizards jump to the surface and squirm toward me. It's terrifying the way dozens of those fire-breathing critters slither to the top of the soil, cock their squinty eyes, and scurry over. For every lizard we scoop up and dump into a pail, 5 more appear, hissing and scratching their way past the seed beds, always toward me. What do you think they're made of? Fire ants? Peter mutters as he swipes the family lizards with his rake. We race to the house, fill 2 buckets of water, and return to the swarm of lizards. Swing the pails wide, splashing the scaly backs of the creatures. They hiss and scatter for the wild grasses. And just like that, not a lizard is in sight. Peter and I sit in the dirt with our backs to the sun, panting. I'm trying to make sense of everything that's just happened. Fire lizards chasing after me? Could this have anything to do with the heat growing in my chest? Deep down, I know I should be worried, but what am I supposed to do? Avoid working the fields? Peter wipes the dust off his trousers and tips his hat above his eyes. That was weird, Elbert. I agree. Very weird. He strolls back to the house while I pause to take another breath. Seconds later, the fire in my chest slows to a whisper. Finally,